Hello, welcome. It is great to be here. I want to welcome you to the Star Coach Show. I am Meg Rentschler, and today we are going to be exploring 5 tips to keep your coaching business thriving in the dog days of summer. Because I can certainly say here in Texas, we are in the dog days of summer. So let me explore just a little bit with you about what we're doing today. I'm Meg Rentschler, and I've hosted the Star Coach Show for the past 8 years. Now, for those of you who are familiar with the program, we explore strategies, tools, and resources for coaches and leaders to be the best they can be, to communicate in a way that uh, helps people feel understood and heard. It is the secret sauce to being a better leader, and it certainly is the secret sauce for coaching. So, what I have decided is that over this 8 years of doing the show, I bring experts to you, the audience, that really kind of can change the game for you, can make how you are showing up as a leader and certainly as a coach in business um, to another level in your skills, in your business building, in the way that organizations operate. However, over the course of bringing these incredible guests to the show, I also have done a solo show each month, or I try to do a solo show each month to bring my own perspective, to bring my expertise forward, to help share through my lens. And in my last solo show, I talked about how I wanted to, I'm trying to remember, embrace change when it's right. That was the name of that episode. And I talked about the fact that I was going to start doing live streams as my solo episodes. So this, what I'm sharing with today, is actually going to be produced, and it will be the next episode of the Star Coach Show. For those of you who are listening to the already produced show, this was live the Thursday before it went. So, the third Thursday of the month at 1 p.m. Central, I'll hop on to my platforms and do a live broadcast with you. And I have heard from my listeners, what do you mean you're going to mess with the solo episodes? I love your solo episodes. I'm not messing with them. I'm still doing a solo episode. It's just going to be live streamed so that if you want to join and share your perspective and explore, we'll do that. Now, today is my maiden voyage of doing this. So is it going to be perfect? Probably not. There might even be those of you who are on one of these platforms, and I'm not quite gathering yet how to connect with you. Be patient with me as we do this, but we're definitely diving into uh, 5 tips to think about this summer to keep your coaching business strong. And I would even say, if you're a leader listening, if you are another kind of business owner listening, a service based business, we have a tendency in the summer to get a little distracted, to have other things going on. If you have school age kids, then those school age kids are going to be home with you. If you have college age kids, they might be home. I mean, things sort of shift during the summer. These summer months can be different. And yet, we want to be able, it's actually essential to stay proactive, to think about your business, even if things shift a little bit in the summer, even if you have a little bit different of a focus. Because if we just put things to the side for 3 months while all these other things are going on, it's going to be harder to get momentum back in the fall again. So, 5 tips today that I want you to be able to think about. Make a decision about what's right for you in the face of this business building this summer. And then ultimately would love to have you share your comments, share your feedback. Always remember that not only this episode, but all episodes are available at starcoachshow.com. We are super close to episode 400. So there is a multitude of resources available for you. Let's dive into my 5 tips to keep your business thriving during the dog days of summer. So, the very first tip doesn't have to be a heavy lift. And as a matter of fact, I want to challenge you to make it fun. And make it fun by staying engaged with your audience this summer. Use the slower months for maybe, businesses that you work with have held off of having any programs facilitated, or maybe your executives are not participating in coaching this summer. Maybe you work with a population that is just slowed down. Maybe you've made a decision to slow down and take less business this summer. That doesn't mean that you can't take advantage of staying connected with your audience. So, with that, I would encourage you to think about fun ways to engage on social media, maybe share some content that's meaningful to you and ask for feedback. If you are posting, be sure that you're responding to the comments that you get, to the way that it is landing on people. Ask questions. So, you know what? This is a great time to show the fun side of you. Maybe you're traveling. I'm actually kicking myself that I didn't do some social media posts when I was on Mackinac Island last week. So I traveled in a car with my brother through however many states between Texas and Michigan. And not only Michigan, but we went to northern Michigan. And what a great opportunity that would have been to hop on social media and do a few lives, some shout outs to my audience. Now, I didn't do that, but I'm going to challenge you to think about how can you engage from some of the fun places that you might be visiting this summer, and do a shout out, do a connection, let people see the fun side of you. Show some blooms, some greenery, some of those things that here in Texas are going to turn brown pretty soon. So what's happening outside and in these beautiful summer months that are worth engaging with your audience through a more relaxed format? Your relationship, it comes down to, and you'll hear me say again and again, how our business building really comes down to relationships. So, how can you take advantage of this summer to continue to build relationships in a way that attracts people to you? Not always about the business, maybe not about what you're having for lunch, but something a little more meaningful, a little more robust in a fun way. So, number one, stay engaged with your audience. Take advantage of what this summer offers to do so. Number two, maybe you can create some summer specific offers. Now, there might be an opportunity when things slow down to create a course or a program that doesn't take a heavy lift on your part, might even come from something that you already have that you can recycle and offer in the way of, here is a 4-week group coaching program that I'm going to offer this summer. And maybe you even offer it at a reduced price as a way to say, here's my gift to you for this summer. As I was prepping for this and the notice went out that I was going to be doing these tips for the summer, one of my connections said, why don't you focus on educators that are off this summer and helping them kind of recoup and pay attention to the things they need to pay attention to while they are on summer break? Well, that's exactly why I want to do these things live so that I can respond to things that you say directly to me that I can add to these solo episodes. But I want to say, what a great idea. Even if your target population is not educators, if you are somebody who likes to give back and values what educators bring to us, what a great opportunity to maybe take something from what you offer your audience. For example, my target audience are not necessarily educators. However, the leaders that I work with, the coaches that I work with, certainly we have things about self-care. There are things about decision making or responding to conflict or how to potentially have fun this summer, how to engage. Those are all things that you might offer to educators as a way of saying, hey, I appreciate what you do, and I want to offer you this webinar or this special tips and tricks for this summer as a way of saying thank you for what you're doing. So I want to thank my connection for putting that comment in the chat as we prepped for this today. So, number one, let's stay engaged with our audience, even though it's the summer. Number two, how can you create summer specific offers? So it might, yeah, we just talked about offering it for educators, but what does your audience need? What would be helpful as a fun, quick to offer for the summer? Maybe it's about work life balance because often in the summertime, it's when our audience or our clients become that much more aware of potentially struggling with how am I making time for vacation? Am I making time to spend with my loved ones? Am I able to respond to needs that come up or opportunities that come up in these summer months? So think about creating some summer specific offers that your audience would sort of thrive in. Highlight how coaching can help people better find that balance in their lives. One of my favorite things to say as a coach educator, as a coach myself, is that when we work with a coach, we go faster, for further, with more clarity than when we do things on our own. So when you think about how you might make a summer specific offer, something that would enhance the lives of your clients during these summer months. Think about the fact that you can offer them a different perspective than maybe they have on their own, that you can create an outline and then invite them to add what do they really need this summer? What would be super beneficial to them? A summer specific offer might be a great way to re-engage with your audience in a more playful way than what you're normally doing, and then um, carry understanding of what coaching can offer further. So, number one, stay engaged with your audience. Number two, create a summer specific offer. The third thing that I'm going to recommend that you do as a tip to stay engaged and continue to build your business even during these hot summer months is to think about how can you focus on self-care and personal development. The truth is, Self-care is often put to the side when we're busy and we have all these other demands on us. Personal development is one of those things that can often go to the side. So, what I recommend is that in summer, when our clothing gets pared down. I mean, let's be honest. We're more likely to wear shorts and swimsuits and those kinds of things. So self-care kind of builds to the top. And whatever kind of coach you are, whether you are a, a health and well-being coach, or whether you're an executive coach, or whether you're a relationship coach, I'm willing to bet that you have some tips and tricks around self-care, around getting enough sleep and nutrition, and not that you need to be a nutritionist, but you can highlight some things when people are most likely to be thinking about that. And that tends to be in summer months. How can you potentially explore things around personal development with your audience during this time? Whether it's, sharing a favorite read, whether it is sharing some of your own growth and development. What are you investing in right now? What has helped you grow as a human being, as a professional? What are ways that you stay on top of your game that you could potentially share with your audience to help challenge them? Remember, coaching is about supporting and challenging. So we want to build those relationships. We want to be empathetic. We want to engage in conversation. That's what number one does on my list here, staying engaged with our audience. Even number two, in creating some summer specific offers. However, we also want to challenge people to think differently, to engage in ways that expand their lens, that open up opportunities for them. So, in that, how can you focus on self-care and personal development as a lens to look through this summer to invite your audience into expanding perspective, expanding the way that they look at things? And I want to thank the comment that I'm so amazing. That is so very kind. And once again, I thank you who are actively participating in this live right now, in that this is another way to sort of expand and develop, to engage with your audience. So thank you for that. Now, I get that this is all about sort of the dog days of summer and how do we stay engaged. How many of us, feel a little like, I don't want to work on work right now. It's the summer. I want to be out by the pool, or I want to go for long walks. I want to do other things rather than pay attention to my business. I totally get that. And yet, if we can make it fun, if we can engage in some things that get us excited, it's more likely to get our audiences excited. Right before this taping of this, I was in the Star Coach community with our amazing coaches there, and we were doing the Star Power Hour with a expert in coaching. So Jocelyn Flowers joined us, and we were talking about how when you do what lights you up, and when you talk about what lights you up, what does it do? It lights up your audience. So in that, when you think about staying engaged this summer, when you think about, and I do apologize, I think many of you are probably hearing my dog bark right now. I think we're getting company at the door. So, with that, when you can really zero in on what is it that lights you up and excites you, and you can weave that into what you talk about with your audience this summer, and when you can plan for the fall. So, the fourth topic today, the fourth tip is Plan ahead, even when you're in a place of, oh, I want to be doing other things. I want to be, engaging in summer fun. Totally get that. Totally awesome. What can you learn from your fun this summer? And what can you engage in that lights you up that you can focus on weaving into your fall activities? So, yes, be present in everything you're doing this summer. And also use these months to strategize for your fall activities. What do you want to bring forward when people do kind of get back into the routine of work? Summer is a great time to strategize for fall. It's a great time to plan your launches. And actually, I've got some things coming up in August to help you do your launches. So be watching for that. Think about how you want to plan and create content. So the summer might be a great time to just start journaling and thinking about what are some key messages that I want to share? What are some key programs that I might begin to put together? How am I getting clarity about the clients that I want to work with, the programs that I want to offer them? If you want to be reaching out to some organizations this fall about some facilitation or programs that you have to offer, because remember, for those of you who work within organizations, often it's in those fall months that they realize I have budget to use before the end of the year. And when you have ideas to offer for things that you might offer in the way of coaching programs, training programs, um, ways to help their people be the best that they can be, and to maybe reduce turnover, in empower employees, all those kinds of things that we do as coaches. This is a great time to be thinking about, how do I word those things? How do I bring them forward in a way that people want to spend their budget money on you, on what you have to offer? This summer is a great time to begin to be thinking about that, and then seed some of that. Let's go back to number one in staying engaged with your audience. Maybe you say, I've been working on the programs that I'm going to be offering this fall. And if you're having a problem with high turnover in your organization, stay tuned. I've got more coming for you. Or here's a tip or trick. Those are things that I'm going to encourage you to, all of these tips weave together in ways to bring your value forward and to stay engaged even when things are hot and you'd rather be doing other things than working on business. Let's make it fun. So I challenge you to plan ahead for the fall. Now, my fifth tip is very much weaving together everything that we've talked about, which is that you want to, even in the face of wanting to do other things, you want to continue to give value to the people who know you and like you and trust you. So, in that, think about how you want to maybe offer something that you haven't offered before. Think about what it is that you want people to get in the way of value from you. And I think that the summer is a great time to create maybe a new giveaway, maybe a lead. So we in the community know, lead magnet, a something that you can offer of value that people want to gain from you and are willing to stay engaged with you in order to get that. So I think that the summer is a great time to be thinking about what are the giveaways that I currently have? What's the value that they're bringing? Maybe it's time to tweak some of your giveaways. Make them, because we evolve, right? We evolve over time, and sometimes the things that we offer, the giveaways that we have, the products that we've put together have become stale, and we haven't slowed down to like look at them and say, oh, you know what, this could use a little refreshing, shake it out a little bit, make it a little more exciting. So this summer, a way to keep your business thriving is to potentially look at what your offers are, whether they are in free giveaways, whether they are in blog posts that you do, whatever you're doing to engage. Do you need to spice it up a little bit? Is it time to look at those things that you're continually using and think, this could be freshened up just a little bit? One of the things that I absolutely love growing up, I grew up on a farm in Michigan, and my mom would hang clothes out on the line. I mean, we had a dryer. It wasn't like we didn't have a clothes dryer. But in the summer, with the beautiful summer breezes, she would put clothes, and particularly like sheets and things to get that fresh summer breeze. It just made them smell so beautiful. Well, I kind of forgot about that. And then this summer, just last week, I was up north visiting family, and I have a sister who lives on a beautiful farm in Michigan. And we were changing the sheets because she had a bunch of us at the house. Like, all of her beds were full. And she said, let's hang the sheets out on the line and make them nice and fresh. And talk about a memory, right? But the learning I want to give you from that is that it's the same kind of, it's like, what can we put out in the sun and in the fresh breeze to refresh, that make it get a different like hue, a different perspective, and just to freshen it up. What can you freshen up this summer so that when you're offering it to your audience, you're offering it in such a way that it just is received differently? It has a new, fresh perspective to it. So those are my 5 tips for you this summer. I encourage you to stay engaged and to do so in a fun way, to create some summer specific offers that allow you to maybe do so with less of a heavy lift. Like, let them be fun, engaging summer offers. Pay attention or focus on self-care and personal development, because summertime is often when people are more focused on their own self-care and personal development. So you can position your coaching services in a way to help people reach those goals. Even though you're having fun this summer, I encourage you to plan ahead for fall and be thinking about what you want to bring forward. And finally, what can you freshen up? What needs to see the light of day and feel a new breeze to be able to be that much more valuable for the audience that you're offering? I hope these 5 tips were helpful. I would love your comments wherever you are listening to this. Know that all of our episodes are available to you at starcoachshow.com, where I am absolutely passionate about helping coaches thrive in their businesses, helping leaders empower their people. You know what? We're all here together on this earth to do the lifting together. So be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Let me know what you would love to have in these live streams as I bring these solo episodes to you every month. I would love to know what's going to bring you the most value. So, if you didn't catch this whole episode during the live stream, know that it is going to be the next episode on the Star Coach Show, which we have a new episode live every Wednesday. And if you subscribe to the show wherever you listen to podcasts or on YouTube, you'll never miss new content that gets brought forward. Now, as we're closing out the show today, I would love to take a moment to give a remembrance and a tribute to a dear friend who has also been a guest on the Star Coach Show. Kristen Robinson is a coach was a coach. And like I said, was on the Star Coach Show, bringing her message forward and her book forward a couple years ago now. Kristen just lost her battle to cancer, and the coaching community is going to be less than it was without her as a part of us. This world is going to be a little less bright, a little less, um, oh, full with the loss of Kristen. So, whether you knew Kristen or not, let's take a moment to sort of send our love to her and her family as she moves into a new place, and we, those of us who were left behind, thank her for all that she offered. I send love to her family and to all of us who knew her and loved her and appreciated the work that she brought into the world. So thank you, all of you, for that, for sharing your perspective. If you knew Kristen, please leave a comment. And until next week, this is Meg Rentschler wishing you the very best. Take care and be sure to come back next week as we continue to bring more episodes forward to you on strategies, tools, and resources to be the best you can be. Take care, and thanks for being here.